little helper wanted to say hi to the camera. I hope this angle's okay. I kind of have to be like slouched. Hi vlog. I don't think I've vlogged since I was in Wisconsin last time, but we're doing a fun date day with my mom. We're kind of hidden. I whipped out the old vlog camera from my middle school YouTuber days, and it's kind of fun to record on the actual camera. If it's weird settings, that's why. I'm trying my best. We kind of decided to do this last minute last night. Earlier this year, I read Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer. It was my first book by her, and it was the first romance book I rated 5 stars, which I don't read a ton of romance anyway, so I guess I don't have a ton to compare it to. But I became obsessed with it, and then I got my friend Shelby to read it, and she became obsessed with it, and then I got my friend Emily to read it, and she became obsessed with it, and then I got my mom's best friend Jen to read it, and she became obsessed with it. Such a good book. And on her story on Instagram, she posted that she signed some of her books and sent them to her bakery, Nadia Cakes, which funny enough, I've actually been there before I even knew who she was. When did we go?
We've been there a few times.
Yeah, years ago, before I knew who she was or read any of her books. So we are on our way there to Woodbury, Minnesota, which is not super far from where we live. And oh my gosh, this is not the most ideal setup here. I forgot what I was saying.
We're on our way there.
Yeah, we're on our way there. It's like an hour away, so it's not terrible. And we're gonna get there when it opens to hopefully get the books. And also, we're gonna turn the day into a date day out of it. We're gonna go to, are we going to the outlets? The Woodbury outlets?
It's not really an outlet, but they're outdoor. I mean, it's like a little...
A mall area. Then we're gonna get Crisp and Green, which you tell them about your Crisp and Green days.
Oh, delicious salads and bowls, all made from fresh ingredients.
Mom has always talked about how much she loves Crisp and Green, and I tried it for the first time in September when I came to shoot a wedding with her. It was really good. I really liked it, and you don't feel gross after you eat it, which is a nice thing. I'm in my head thinking what I'm editing on. The closest thing I have in Wilmington is a kava, and that's a different taste, but it's the same genre of food. I'm excited for that because it's gonna be really good. But anyways, we're gonna get Starbucks right now, and then I will update you with that, and then we'll get Nadia Cakes. And I know they have gluten-free stuff, so I know I can get something, which is exciting.
Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get for you?
Could I get 2 grande chai tea lattes, please?
It was a success. Got Just for the Summer signed, which was one of my favorite books this year. I haven't read The Friend Zone yet. I want to go through and read the rest of her books. There we go. Yours truly. Such a struggle to do this with one hand. Life's too short, so now I can finally stop hunting for them in the airport. I just recorded an update and my camera stopped recording halfway through, so I need to redo it, and it's recording now. We are leaving the outlet mall to go to Target. We went to Victoria's Secret. Sorry for the chaos, guys. We also went to Aerie, and I picked out some Christmas presents, but I was saying we're going to Target because I really need to get a heatless curler set thing, because I have been using the tie of my bathrobe for years and I finally lost it. So my hair is so staticky, so dry, and we can see our breath outside. Bad. 24 degrees, which actually it's been a lot colder the past few days. I forgot to show what we got at Nadia Cakes because we actually did get some things. They had a lot of gluten-free options, and last time we were here we got this Cookie Monster, what would you even call this?
It's almost like fudge cheesecake
Cookie
mix.
dough type thing with a graham cracker crust. We also got 2 of their winning, whatever cake show they were on. The winning cheesecake Cupcake Wars. And then a red velvet. And then we also got one for the dogs. It's a doggy cupcake. We're gonna split it for them. They're gonna be so excited. Here's a better look of what it's like. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's delicious. The puppies are so happy we're home. Little Hall, Coda, and Luma. These are the 4 I got, and they're gonna be wrapped up for Christmas, but then we got Shelby these 2 that she wanted. Yay! And then at Target, got heatless curls, some headbands for the gym, a new comb because mine disappeared. Yay! We have a surprise for you puppies. We got you something at the bakery. Do you guys get a cupcake? Yes! Yes! Oh, she's so excited. Yay! Yeah. Coda, Luma, and Holly. When we were at Victoria's Secret, I got myself a pajama set that I'm gonna put on now, and I'm gonna work on my reading bullet journal. This is actually so cute and comfy. How the fabric feels too. So excited about it. I kind of didn't want to do one until I realized I don't have to make it as perfect as I made my last one. Because I sat and I measured everything. I just don't have the time or desire to do that. But I got this from Walmart. It's just a standard bullet journal. And what I did was I mapped out kind of where I wanted each thing to be. For example, this, some more things, and then we'll get into my spreads for each month, and I'll see if I want to do each spread, but I for sure just want to do January at the bare minimum. What I did though is I rewatched Destiny Sidwell's video from last year, or like earlier this year, for bullet journal to get some inspiration for what I wanted to do in the layout, because I really liked some of her layout ideas. I don't know if she came up with them or found them on Pinterest. And then I was scrolling Pinterest and I found this photo, and this is what I want to do for the spread title page, I guess, for each month, but make the stamps applicable to that month. Also, I'm going to paint my nails today. I didn't want to do it before this because I knew they would get ruined. I'll walk through some of it, but I'm sure a lot of it will be kind of time-lapsey because I'm going to want to concentrate. Here are my markers. I got them on Amazon. Got a lot of these, and I'm excited because I'll have a lot more colors than I have in the past. I spent so much time doing my cover page and really did not like the way it turned out, so I taped it down and I'm gonna restart, and we're gonna switch gears from originally I wanted to do, I don't even know where my piece of paper went anymore, but the star vibe. On its own I think it would be fine, but I don't think it's going to work well with the rest of my theme. So I saw this on Pinterest and I'm thinking do this, but instead of it saying June it would say 2025, and I would surround it with other stamps, and I can do fun patterns and colors and whatnot. But what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to sketch it out first. What I've learned from working with these markers for the little time that I have is that they bleed so much that it's really hard to make straight lines. So I'm gonna try to figure out the best course of action here. I'm gonna sketch it out and then I'll be back. So this is the new title page. I'm going to color in the letters black, and then I think I'm just gonna do some fun different colors for the stamps, but I need to figure out what color palette I want to do because that's where I've really messed up. And then we have my goals page, my rating system, which I have to figure out what I want to write exactly for that, books per month and more book stats, my 25 books of 2025, which I made that list on my phone, and then my title page, and that will go into my book ratings of the month. I've done them very concise before, but what I'm honestly thinking I'm gonna do is make more of a collage, and I can even use fan art or Pinteresty pages to give the vibe of the month's reading. And then I made little stickers with my 5 stars, and then I can color in my star rating and make it more artsy, and that will make it more fun for me now and then. I think I've figured out what color palette I'm gonna do. I scoured Pinterest, and after many attempts I think I'm gonna go with these colors and interchange them some. I think it'll be a fun pop of color for this. I'm really worried about messing it up, but honestly at this point it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna redo it again. I've already put a lot more time into it than I said I was going to, and these bleed through a lot. This was just from this, really. So I'm gonna put this behind it and get to coloring. On this part off camera, and my little helper wanted to say hi to the camera. She's been squished behind me in the chair. Okay, I finally finished the beginning spread layout of my reading bullet journal, so I am going to show you a walkthrough of that. Opening up to the title page, I went for the theme that I mentioned and chose a bunch of colors and did some fun patterns inspired by the picture I saw on Pinterest. I am beyond happy with how this turned out. I am really glad that I restarted twice. I think it's really cute and simple and still fun with a lot of color. Flipping over to the goals page is the next page you'll see. I wanted to make my goals very attainable this year. I am sure I will achieve even higher numbers than what these say, but coming from this year, I read 56 books, and I know it's possible, and the year before I did 40. So I know it's possible, but I honestly really burnt myself out, and I want to make sure I don't feel super pressured. So I set the number 30, which is still very above the average person. And then if I read more than that, that's awesome. And if I don't hit 30, that's fine too. I want to prioritize my physical TBR. I have quite a few books that I own and have been gifted. I have yet to read them. So I want to chug through those. I want to read at least 5 new authors, which I don't think will be an issue because there are a lot of books I want to read from authors I haven't read yet. I want to read 1 classic, which will probably be Dracula because I started that but never finished it this year, so I want to make sure I finish that next year. And then I want to read 1 memoir, and this will count too if I listen to an audiobook. On Destiny's book spread, I saw that she made this page where she went through her different star ratings, and I thought that was a great idea because I think it's really important to understand how people rate a book, to understand why they may or may not have liked it. Starting with 5 stars, obviously one of my all-time favorites. I will recommend it to everyone. I will want to reread it and I will think about it all the time. 4 stars was I love this, and there isn't a ton of bad feedback, but there is a certain feeling you get with a 5-star book, and if you read a lot, you understand that. 3 stars is obviously the middle ground, but it's very hard to explain that 3 stars is not necessarily a bad rating. For me, it usually means that it was good, but I didn't feel like anything special, or it was good, but it simply was not for me. And I would still recommend a 3-star book if I felt like it fit into the niche of what someone else was wanting. 2 stars was this was not good. There was a lot more bad, and then there was good. And then 1 star was this was awful, a waste of time. And yeah, that's my general rating system. The next page is my books per month. I only went up to 6 books per month because I don't think I've ever gone above 6 books. Actually, I lied. 1 month I read 9 books in 2023. So I know it's possible, and if I go above it, it's fine. Probably won't happen with some of the books I'm wanting to read next year. Pretty long. And then I have the different months, and again, these were inspired by Destiny's too that I saw, but I've also seen a ton of other people do them, and I've done something similar in the past. And I'll fill in the books there. And then on this side of the spread, I did month by month, and I can write down the number of physical books I read, audiobooks, and then I can put the total number there. And that goes for all the months there. The next page is my favorite page each year I do this. And it's my 25 books of 2025. I made a list on my phone and then I did a random number generator, so there's no specific order with this. But I'm gonna go through them with you quickly. These are my most anticipated reads of next year. A lot of them are pre-orders, but a lot of them have been books I've been dying to read for a long time. So I'm going to try to get to it, and I'll take a random color and I'll color in once I read it. That'll be a good way to keep track of it, and I hope by the end of the year I have all this colored in, but we'll see. If I don't feel like reading something, I'm such a mood reader and I won't. Anxious People, Frederick Bachman. I read Beartown this year. Loved it. It was so sad. I think Anxious People's really gonna hit. I want to read another one of his when I'm in the mood for that type of sad read. Alchemized, which is the Manacled book, which, quick backstory on that, was a fan fiction about what would have happened if Voldemort won the war on Harry Potter. So it's post the Harry Potter events. It's getting published into an actual book this year or next year at the end, or like fall of next year. I want to read that, and I have not read the fan fiction yet, but I've been dying to for a really long time, but it's really hard to get your hands on it, and I don't want to sit and read a PDF on my computer because that's the only way I've been able to find it. So I suppose I'll just wait until it's published, but I'm also nervous because there's a lot of copyright stuff, so I don't know what's going to be changed. Sunrise on the Reaping, next Hunger Games book. Atmosphere is the next Taylor Jenkins Reid book. Not Quite Dead Yet, which is Holly Jackson's new book. All three of these I've pre-ordered. Dracula, like I mentioned, I seriously only got a couple chapters and I want to get done with that next year. A River Enchanted, which is another one of Rebecca Ross's series, and I've read Divine Rivals. I'll skip over here. I need to read Ruthless Vows. I'm rereading Divine Rivals right now so I can get to Ruthless Vows, and then I also want to do this duology at some point. Clockwork Angel, which is another series of Cassandra Clare's. I have read the Shadowhunters City of Bones series multiple times throughout the years. I want to do this one because my friend Shelby says it's so good. The Unmaking of June Farrow, another fantasy book, and I believe the second one comes out next year, so if I really like it, I could read the second one. Birdcatcher, which is at the moment a standalone fantasy, another Cassandra Clare book that I have signed when I met her, but I haven't read it yet. Fearless, the next book in the Powerless series, the final book. This is one of my most anticipated reads too. A Fate Inked, oh my gosh, I just realized I messed up. A Fate Inked in Blood. I need to read that for the second one that comes out if I like it. The Cruel Prince trilogy I've had forever, but I have not yet read it, and I always want to read it, I just never get to it. Forever Interrupted, which is the last, aside from the new Atmosphere, the last Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I have yet to read. To Kill a Shadow, I have yet to read it. Onyx Storm, the next book in the Fourth Ring series that I will read as soon as it comes out. Great Big Beautiful Life, which is the next Emily Henry book. Part of Your World, another Abby Jimenez book that I have yet to read. Magnolia Parks, I genuinely want to read it because there are such mixed reviews, and I find the premise of it interesting, and I want to see what I think about it. Say You'll Remember Me, the next Abby Jimenez book that comes out. Like I mentioned, Ruthless Vows. Mistborn, I really want to read a Brandon Sanderson book. I wanted to this year, I just never got to it. One Dark Window, I have the special editions of these and I really want to read them. Again, another thing I just didn't get to this year. When the Moon Hatched, same exact situation. Tomorrow, I was gifted this by my aunt and I have yet to read it and I really want to. That page, I'm excited to get to those. It's really interesting to see what books you want to read at the beginning of the year, and then by the end of the year, sometimes you're like, why did I want to read that so bad? So we'll see what I think by the end of this year, or next year, I suppose. And then finally, the last page I did, which was my January cover page. I kept it to one side of the spread this year, and every month I'll do a new one as the months go on. In the past, I have chugged away and done all 12 months and gotten them ready, but that's too much, and I don't want to do that right now, and I honestly had a lot of fun coloring this page in, so I want to give myself that time to sit down, unwind, and get that done. Oh my gosh, my camera's about to die. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. My camera's about to die, so I gotta go before this footage deletes, but that is my spread and all the bookish things I have been up to lately.